What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Trey Sense here. Listen, I got part 2 of a video. This video is fragrances from the 90s that I would still reach for today. I had so much fun doing the part 1, I decided to do 2, because what's better than 1? 2. Some of these fragrances are going to be more suited for maybe cooler summer nights, being at the beginning of summer or right before the true calendar definition of fall, maybe so, but still summertime fragrances that I would reach for today. No further ado, I'll start with the one that's in my hand, and it is Claiborne Sport by Liz Claiborne. I like this fragrance. I like it a lot. I'll be honest, I did not wear this in the 90s. I stumbled upon this a couple of years ago, and I thought it was going to be an old school powerhouse being a Claiborne fragrance, but it's not. It is sort of sporty. It's a fresh, crisp fragrance. A little bit of mass appeal to it, a little bit of citrus, a lot of manliness, but it's not old school manly. It doesn't smell dated. It does still smell modern. It's cologne-y. It's not anything, you know, groundbreaking or reinventing, but it is a nice smelling fragrance, and I like it a lot. And it does kind of have that 90s appeal to it, like every fragrance in the 90s had, just that cologne smell. Well, this is no different. It has that smell, but it smells good. It's a very fresh, I wouldn't call it aquatic, I'll just call it fresh. I'll even say it's sporty. Just a nice fresh fragrance that I think goes well today, and it's definitely from the 90s. Moving along, but staying in the same house, this is an OG. Needs no introduction. Y'all already know what that is. I don't even have to say the name of that. You already know that's Curve. This is a Southern staple, just as much as a Southern staple as one that I mentioned in the first video, Chrome. In the 90s, 2 fragrances that everybody had, all the so-called players, the old school OGs, all of them had 2 fragrances. If they didn't have nothing else, they had Curve and they had Chrome. Well, I talked about Chrome in the first video. I'm talking about Curve in this one. Appley, masculine, woodsy, smooth, a nice fragrance. I'll be honest, when this came out, I was not a fan, simply because everybody had it. Everywhere you went, you could smell Curve. I wasn't, down with that. The hype is died down a little bit now. I can appreciate what it is as a fragrance a little bit more now. And it's from the 90s, and it's one that I would still reach for today on a summer's day. I wouldn't wear this in direct heat like high noon, even though, like I said, all them old school ballers, man, that still rock this, they wear this no matter what. 105 degrees out now, they're going to leave the whole neighborhood smelling like Curve. But I wouldn't reach for it in the heat of the day, maybe a summer's night, so to speak. But hey, a summer's night is still summertime, so Liz Claiborne Curve. Now, one that I would reach for in the high heat and wear all summer, and this one, man, takes me back definitely to the 90s. Needs no introduction, and it is Happy. Clinique Happy. Man, oh man, this is a beautiful scent. Orange, 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 orange. That just smells good. I can remember buying this in the 90s, and I went through the whole bottle. I loved it. And I thought, man, this smells good. I got tons of compliments when I wore this. It's not the best performer, but it smells good. It's worth it. If you can find this for about 30 bucks, I think it's worth adding to your collection. Some of that got on my hand. And I think it's a great little doozy to wear in the summertime. Now, it's fresh, it's citrus, it's orange. You can easily see this being worn to the beach. This is one of those fragrances that if it gets in the air and somebody gets a whiff of it, they just gonna go, ooh, somebody smells good. It's one of those fragrances. Once the breeze catches it, and it's just one of those. Or when you walk by somebody, man, bam, they're gonna be like, it's just one of those scents, man. It smells really, really good. Again, I can remember graduating high school and started really working 40 hours for real and having some money and buying myself some of this, which is part of the reason why I couldn't wait to go to work. It was to buy myself some nice gear and some clothes and some shoes. Because we used to like to dress back in the day, At least down south we did. I don't know what the rest of you guys all over the country and the world did. But down here in Alabama, you wanted to dress. You wanted to look the part, and you wanted to be nice and look nice or whatever. No video talk collection about the 90s would be complete without this Drakkar. All through high school. Again, I did not wear this in the 90s because everybody did. Everybody else did. And I didn't want to smell like everybody else. Slightly barbershop-y. The lavender in it, I think, lends it to any time of the year. So this is one that I would reach for on a summer's night. Maybe 75 degrees outside. Just a cooler night, 70 degrees at night or something like that, where I had some nighttime activities I was going to do, whether it was entertaining or whatever it was. I would easily reach for this and rock it. And it smells good. And it's still one of those 90s fragrances that actually still performs like it used to. I don't know about reformulation or whatever. But this is one that I think you cannot talk about 90s powerhouse or 90s summertime fragrances without bringing up. This, though, happens to be one that I think you can wear in the wintertime, too. But it's definitely a 90s summertime fragrance. I would reach for this all day long. It smells good. Matter of fact, I have 2 or 3 bottles of this. That is Drakkar Noir, if I didn't say it, if you didn't know. Another one from the 90s. I didn't wear this in the 90s either, but it is from the 90s. And I didn't wear it in the 90s because my taste in cologne or my knowledge of fragrances at the time wasn't that great. So I really didn't know about it until about 2003 or so. And it is Versace Blue Jeans. This is, I think, oh my goodness. That's a great fragrance. It smells, let me give myself a little, if I can find the sprayer. I don't want to spray myself in the face, which I have done on camera. Yeah. To me, this one is more dressed up, so to speak. It has a more refined, let me spray that on something. Bear with me, guys. It has more of a refined smell than some of these other ones. This is definitely one I would wear if I had it in my collection, and I do. I can see this definitely being more of a summer night fragrance, a date night fragrance. Yeah, summertime date night is when I would wear this. Yeah, that's when I would pull this one out. If I was trying to somewhat impress somebody. Now, mind you, this is a budget fragrance, so you're not going to get niche performance, niche smell, or niche quality out of it. But what you're going to get is a decent little fragrance that smells good. Let me give that one more whiff. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, very casual, very laid back, but I think it smells good enough that somebody's going to think you spent a lot of money, especially if they would see this bottle and think, ooh, that's Versace. Nice smelling fragrance. Reminds me of all those colognes that came out in the 90s. It's just got that 90s vibe, that 90s smell, and I like it. That is Versace Blue Jeans. Next one on the list, to me, happens to be one of the prettiest bottles that they made in cologne, and it is Night Flight by Jupe. And I know a lot of people have not heard of this fragrance, but I like it. I like it a lot. This to me is cool, refreshing, but at the same time warm and inviting. So this is one of those, again, I would not wear this in the heat of the day. I would pull this out at night if I had a date. You can also wear this one in the wintertime. This is a year-round fragrance, but I don't think it's one that you would want to wear on a hot, hot day, direct sunlight, because it's just inviting. It's a romantic scent. It smells clean, but not soapy, if you know what I mean. It's nice. I wish, they made more fragrances like this. This is one that smells good. This is another one that smells better off of your skin, out in the air, than it does off the nozzle or the sprayer. But what I get from this is clean. And I've probably had 3 or 4 bottles of this. This is one my mom bought for me late in my high school years, either my junior or senior year. It seemed like the top was different on it then because it didn't have this cheap plastic top on it. But I've went through several bottles of this, and you see I've went through half of this bottle. And that is Night Flight by Jupe. And it is a fragrance that does not get a lot of talk. Oh, excuse me. Doesn't get a lot of talk. But I think it is a banger of a fragrance. And I think it should get a lot of talk, but it doesn't. Last but not least on this list of fragrances from the 90s that I would still reach for, and this is Realm. And boy, do I like this fragrance. Why do I like this fragrance? Because it just smells different. It smells different. It smells clean. It smells masculine. It smells spicy. I like it. I like this fragrance a lot. This is Realm. Nothing else to say about it. It smells like the 90s. It just smells like the 90s. It's still masculine. And that's the one thing that a lot of these fragrances, I'll say with the exception of this one, because it's not a lot of masculinity in it, but it does smell good. It does smell good. This is a very modern smelling fragrance with all the citrus that's in male fragrances today. That's very modern fragrance. Very modern smelling for 90s fragrance. Because some of them, you know, do smell more masculine than fragrances that they make today, in my opinion anyway. And like this one smells clean. Some of the notes in it, I know juniper berry was listed as one. I want to say it's orange or lemon, lime, one of the citruses. But it's not strong and overpowering. It just smells good. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, guys. Thank you for sitting with me through this video. I hope you've enjoyed part 2 of this. If you got some more 90s powerhouse fragrances that you know about out there, let me know. Also, I have to be honest, there was a sub, I can't think of his name, who reminded me of this one, which is Night Flight, and this one by Claiborne, which is Claiborne Sport. And I was like, man, you know, I got those fragrances. And then it just got me to thinking. So I was like, I want to do a video. So parts 1 and part 2 were inspired by my subs. So if you have something that you want me to do in a video, let me know. And if I can do it, I will. Thanks again for sitting with me through this. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for helping the sub count grow. I think we're around 630 now, maybe north of 630. So yeah, I appreciate that. Again, I hope everybody's staying safe. I think we're coming to an end of this quarantine stuff in some parts anyway. I'm here in the 1st of May. Things are going to open back up again. So everybody be safe until then and take care of yourself and, you know, protect yourself if nobody else. At least protect yourself. Do what you got to do for you. You know, if you need to cover up, cover up. Don't be scared. Definitely don't be ashamed of it. All right. I'm going to get off here. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment. If you have any familiarity with these fragrances, please leave it. Leave it down below. And thank you, all of those who are returning back to the page again to watch a video. Thank you as well. Much appreciated. And I'm gone. Until next time, guys. Peace.